Hey everybody, it's Cesar with Symphony Advertising, and today another tip. Actually, this was more like a real life example of marketing at work. So I always like it when I fall not into the trap of marketing, but like actually experience it without experiencing it. So I have two things here. This is my old wallet, which is not very old. It's maybe like 2-3 months old, and this is my new wallet that I just got. It literally got here yesterday. And before this, I had a wallet that lasted me like 10 years. I got in college. Very, very thin wallet, thinner than both of these, and it just lasted me forever. I never had any problems with it, so I just kept it forever. But the reason I got a new one is because I needed a new one. I mean, that thing was like beat up. It didn't have any leather left or whatever the outside was. It was done. So I knew I needed it for a long time, maybe like 4 years. I know I needed it, but I just never got one. And finally, I was like, fine, I'm just gonna get one for like the 15th time. So already starting there, I was somebody's customer somewhere for some brand, some company for their product. I was somebody's customer, but they never got to me during those 10 years. I was never not convinced, but I just wasn't ready to purchase. I've seen wallets, I was hit with ads, but I never made the move. And so what I wanted to get to is the difference between, because I bought these two wallets in different fashions. So one was search based and one was social media based. And I think it's a great example of how the two different things work. So search engine based really means anything that you type in to some search engine and it brings you back a result. Most of us think of that as Google, which is probably the number one thing. But another thing to keep in mind is Amazon is also one of those, right? So if you're selling an Amazon product, people who don't know what they want, like I just knew I wanted a slim wallet. So I went to Amazon and I made a search engine search for a thin wallet. And out of all the wallets I saw and found, I bought this one, which honestly, it's pretty thin for it being a bifold. It's a good wallet, but I don't like this at all. I also don't really like the design. It looked better in the images, which also sold it. They had like 15 different options, but yeah, so that's how this one got me. I was ready to purchase. So with search, people who are looking for your product are basically ready to buy. That's the biggest pro with search, right? So if I look up, storm damage repair, that means that I probably had storm damage happen to me. If I look up, emergency room near me, that means I have an emergency right now. If I go to Google and search restaurants near me, that means I'm hungry. If I go to Google, if I go to Amazon and I look up cat toys, I'm looking for a cat toy at that moment. So that's search engine based marketing, right? It's when a person is ready to buy or is very, very close to buying and is in actual need at that moment. That's when a search happens. That's why I got this. So it's great because the person searching is high intent, meaning they very likely will buy at least in your market or your industry. But the bad thing is you can't reach them if they're not looking, right? You can't show them your product because they're not actively looking for it. I just repeated that twice. That's where social media marketing comes into play. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a pool, like you pool, the pool marketing, like you bring them to your result. And then social media or TV or radio is a push form of marketing where you push the message upon a person. They weren't asking for it. You're throwing it at them. And that's how this one came to be. So this one, I saw this ad on Instagram, and part of the journey was I wasn't 100% satisfied with this one. Like it does this thing where like you pull this and then a card comes up. Like it's like I guess like a card trick. Like I never used it. I'm like, what am I? You're like, what are you supposed to do with that? I did like this. I'm over here reviewing these had a money clip thing, but like I almost never carry cash. So it just seemed like a lot of extra stuff, and I would always like open it, get my stuff out. I like this design. So as part of a customer, I was kind of like 70% satisfied, still kind of looking, especially from having that other wallet for 10 years that was perfect. So I had a bunch of ads come up on Instagram, and one night I was like, man, you know what? I really like the way this one looks. It came on Instagram. I clicked on the shop now on Instagram, and I looked at their prices. I looked at their colors, and because of that push marketing, that social media marketing that I was reached, I decided to buy it. So what is the difference on that part? So how did that social media message get to me, right? And this can be, you know, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know if you're on Pinterest, Snapchat, like whatever platform it is, it's kind of the same concept. Even TV, radio, those different platforms, those are push, just similar to this, is when you're given a message. Repeated that again. But how did they know I was likely to get it, right? So probably what they did is they targeted men, right? I'm a man, boy, man, young adult, male, because this is a dude wallet. Like, hopefully the people running this ad aren't running an ad for ladies because they're not likely to convert as much, in my opinion. They could be, maybe they buy it as gifts, but for super hyper targeted, I would say they would target this to males. They probably, if this is probably, San Francisco supply company. They're probably based out of the United States, so they may manufacture it somewhere else, but the company itself is based out of United States. And so it doesn't say made anywhere, so maybe it's from here. And so they're probably targeting the United States, maybe global, but the United States. And then they probably threw in, a couple of new terms like interest wallet, buys. Another thing you can add to the targeting is like people who buy online, which I really don't. And then perhaps something like people who've been visiting wallet websites, which that's not what you like input as a targeting metric, but you can stack different things on the targeting options to kind of get to that same point. And so it showed up to me, and I'm sure it was being retargeted because I saw it a couple times. So again, this was pushed on me, but whenever you're marketed to and you enjoy it, that's like the best. That's when you know you're doing a good job. Like if I got an ad for like, I don't know, like something I would actually really want to get, or a problem I've been having that I can't solve, and with this product or service, it would really benefit me. That's when it like really blooms into like a nice journey for the customer. And so I got it. I will say that it's a bit wide. So like this part sticks out. I don't know why. I would have been really happy if this part was gone. This part. I don't know why it's considerably, not considerably, but it is wider. I don't like that. And I guess it's for whatever goes in here, but I'm not going to put anything. I might just cut this part. I don't know if it's, because like the stitching it's like on its own. It's very weird. But I am happier with this one than with this one. So those are the two journeys that I took to buy these different wallets. One was search based, and one was I'll call it social media based because I was reached by social media. But again, the bigger concept is pull, push. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was social media is these are things you should try. So, I was going to say is the real key is to do both, right? Be there when a person is searching, and be there when a person is likely to buy your product, because then that's the best of both worlds. You don't have to do just one. You can do both, pending budget. But yes, that is a story. Let me know if there are any journeys you've taken without noticing that you enjoyed or really did not enjoy. Peace.